Today we're going to show you how to make sour cream enchiladas
the healthy way, without any heart attack ingredients.
So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Audrey, and these are my two sisters, Trishonna and Emberly. We're the Benton Sisters. Welcome to Food for Thought. Foods are loaded with micronutrients and biochemicals, so cooking isn't just an art, it's also a science. We'll be encouraging a vegetarian diet and looking at the relationship between food and health of our mind and body.
Our bodies are nothing short of miracles. Each is as a mini universe with amazing things going on inside. There's a principle of balance at work. Science calls it homeostasis. The simplest example of homeostasis can be found in your home heating system. The thermostat on the wall senses the room temperature. When it drops below the level you have set, it sends an electrical signal to the heater, turning it on. The heater completes the loop by sending the heat to the room where the thermostat is located.
And when the room is the right temperature, the thermostat sends a signal back to the heater, turning it off, maintaining homeostasis.
Do you remember when we studied how many cells we were born with?
Yes, I think it was 10 trillion cells, right?
Yes.
But as adults, we have somewhere between 300 to 500 trillion cells. Look at the top of your hand and mark off a square inch. In that square, there are about 9 million skin cells.
Wow. Well, listen to this. Each of those more than 300 trillion cells are directed in their form and function by 3 billion codes. Isn't that awesome?
Yes. Do you realize how intricate 3 billion different directions could be? Our God is an awesome creator. Our bodies are making new cells all the time. The cells of the pancreas, for example, the pancreas recreates most of itself every 24 hours. That's amazing.
Now, doesn't it stand to reason that inferior food will result in inferior building blocks, creating inferior cells, resulting in less efficient organs? And of course, the reverse will be true. Quality nutrition will result in healthy building block cells and organs. All the nutrients our body requires, such as essential fatty acids, essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals, are provided by plants and microorganisms, not by animals. Animals contain these elements too, but we get it secondhand along with saturated fat and cholesterol, neither of which are helpful. The digestive tract for a human is designed for plant food. The natural carnivore's digestive system is designed for flesh. It is pretty short compared to a human's, which is proportionally 4 times longer and deeply twisted and puckered. Having no fiber of its own, meat has to inch along through the long convoluted tract, and by the time it reaches the end, it becomes putrid and toxic to the body.
Ew. From the inadequate amount of acid in the saliva and stomach, bile in the liver, to the relatively small size of the kidneys, it is clear that the natural, original diet for humans is vegetarian. Meat-centered diets are linked to many types of cancer, most notably cancer of the breast, colon, uterus, prostate, and lungs.
And you know, the high incidence of digestion and colon problems correspond very closely to today's widespread adoption of high-fat, low-fiber, meat-centered diet. When you purchase a car, you receive an owner's manual, right? Mm-hmm. A wise owner will follow the manual's instructions carefully, understanding that the manufacturer and the designer of the car knows how it will perform best. The manufacturer and designer of our body has given us an owner's manual. In it, God has provided us wonderful instructions for the care of our body. In fact, in Genesis 1:29, God said that He will give us every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree with seed in it. It shall be ours for food, and every green leafy plant, it shall be ours to eat. And it was so. Our God is a God of health and happiness, and He wants us to be happy and well. In fact, In John 10:10, we are told that Jesus said that he came that we might have a more abundant life. We can do much to improve our health by returning to the natural laws of health. They provide a blueprint to abundant living. They are nutrition, exercise, water, fresh air, sunlight, temperance, rest, and trust in divine power. All 8 laws of health are important for optimum physical health, and we will be looking at each of these in the coming programs together. But right now, it's time to do some cooking. So what's on the menu?
Sour Cream Enchiladas.
One of my favorites.
Okay, this is on, Emery, would you read it off our cookbook for us?
Okay, page 34 in volume 1. And you'll need 2 tubs of tofu frozen, 1 batch of seasoned breadcrumbs, 4 batches of sour cream from our cookbook, Ortega chilies, and for the filling you'll need 2 tubs of tofu cubed, 2 tablespoons of Bragg's liquid aminos, 1 tablespoon of McKay's chicken seasoning, 1/4 of a cup of Love Your Heart butter from our cookbook, 1 cup of celery finely chopped, 1 cup of onions finely chopped, and 2 to 4 ounce can of Ortega chilies diced. 14 tortillas, and 1 batch of our seasoned breadcrumbs from our cookbook. Okay, first we're going to need tofu, and this is the tofu. You can get it at most grocery stores in your frozen department, and this is what it looks like. And we have the tofu here in the kettle, pre-thawed, and we're going to show you.
So what we did here is we froze it first, right?
Yeah, we froze it. Right. We like to freeze our tofu because it gives it a really delicious, chewy texture. It changes the texture of the tofu. And they're just going to drain off the water.
You want to press it,
Press it with a spatula.
get all the water out.
Make sure you don't burn yourself, and you might want to run cold water over that
And then
to cool it off.
what do? We just put it in.
And Audrey, you can go ahead and crumble those up.
Okay, you just crumble. It's really easy to crumble this like this. Just break it up, or you can use spatula or fork or whatever is easiest for you. Okay. So crumbled up. Then it calls for Bragg's liquid aminos, and this is, you want to hold that up for them so they can see
Sure.
that? Now Bragg's liquid aminos is in place of soy sauce. It's not fermented. It is lower in sodium, and you also can get that in our starter kit.
A lot of people tell us that they like the flavor of Bragg's better than they like soy sauce, so it's really nice substitute. And
So I'm adding a tablespoon of Bragg's.
okay.
And then it calls for McKay's chicken seasoning. We'll just put this in here.
A teaspoon.
I love McKay's chicken seasoning. It gives it a really nice flavor. And what also is nice about the chicken seasoning is that it doesn't have any dairy products in it. No chicken at all. It's fake chicken, right?
Okay, what else do we need in this recipe?
A cup of Love Your Heart butter.
Okay, and this is out of our cookbook. If you wonder where you find Love Your Heart butter at.
In fact, you know how good Love Your Heart butter is for you?
How?
Very good, because it doesn't have any cholesterol or saturated fats, and it's got some fiber in it. And in fact, one cooking school where we served this Love Your Heart butter, a lady took some home to her husband, and she always makes fresh bread, and when she does, she gives her husband the first slice. And so she put on the first slice of her bread for her husband this Love Your Heart butter, and she gave it him to try. And when he sampled it, she asked him, well, what did you think? And he goes, oh, honey, your bread tastes as wonderful as ever. And she goes, well, what about the butter? And he goes, what about the butter? And she goes, well, that's the butter I've been trying at the cooking school. He goes, really? Oh, I thought it was just like regular butter. He goes, that's pretty good. Keep going. I like it. So that's good to know.
Okay.
And you can use it in a lot of things.
Oh, we need 1 cup of celery chopped and 1 cup of onion.
And I have a good way to do this. We need a blender.
Oh, blender.
This-
I was going to hand you the breadboard, but I guess you don't need that, huh?
This is a fast and easy way of doing it. No crying, no tears. We just need some water.
You need to cut that onion?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I guess
We need a cup
she's
and
gonna show us
2/3
something.
cup of water.
Okay, I think that's about 2/3. Cup and 2/3.
Okay.
You can put the onion in there, whole and everything.
Well, Might as well.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll cut our celery. Just put it in there like this.
I don't know about this.
Okay. Stand back, you guys.
Have the lid on tight.
All right. You watch
Okay.
at home. See what happens here.
Okay, let's try it. Well, our celery. Think that's good enough?
Looks like
Ooh.
soup.
You think that's long enough?
Okay.
Here, you want this kettle?
Yeah, give me.
And here's a strainer. Well, I definitely would agree that beats chopping it by hand.
Now, isn't that fast and easy?
Yes, that sure is.
And
You've convinced me,
Cool.
Audrey. The next time I make this recipe, I'm going to do it that way.
I didn't want to cry on, TV, so.
Really?
We wouldn't want you crying on TV either.
Okay.
So now what are you going to do with all that wonderful water?
We'll show you.
Wow, it smells good. I wouldn't want to throw it down the drain.
Okay. We'll just stir it into our bowl here. Our onions and celery, nicely chopped. Okay, and at this point we need breadcrumbs. And this is
Okay.
seasoned breadcrumbs in our cookbook. And the water that we use in blending our onions, we'll put in our kettle on the stove, and we'll put so we want to turn that on, get that warming. Okay.
So you get to keep that nutrients all in your water in the
Right.
recipe.
Uh-huh. That's why we measured it out.
Oh, that's clever.
Okay, now this is our seasoned mix. You want to put that in there so it's just kind
Sure.
of reach for me?
Okay, so we have 1.5 cups of water here. And we're gonna-
Seasoned water, right?
Yeah,
More
from our
flavor.
onions and celery. And I'm adding, let's see, how much parsley? 1 teaspoon of parsley, half of a teaspoon of onion and garlic powder.
And what I'm putting in here right now is veggie cubes. And you want to hold those so they can see those?
Sure.
These are veggie cubes. And you want to have them in here until they dissolve. So you want this all dissolve, these cubes. I'm putting
So
in
you
here.
bring it to a simmer
Correct.
so you can completely dissolve all the seasonings.
Right.
All right. And then you have in this bowl here
Our breadcrumbs.
breadcrumbs, all right?
So it's really...
And do you make your own breadcrumbs just from homemade bread or something like
oh,
that?
definitely.
Great. Wow, this is starting to smell good. And these onions, they are wonderful. You know, they have been treasured throughout history. In fact, they were mentioned in the Bible when the Israelites were longing for onions when they were traveling in the wilderness. And today, they are finding numerous health benefits from eating onions. Did you know they help to lower your cholesterol? That's good to know, isn't it?
That is.
And so you want to keep onions in your diet. There's so many wonderful ways you can cook with onions. You can stuff them, you can steam them, roast them, stew them, put them in soups or any type of entrees, and they're really good and healthy for you. It's better to use fresh onions than even the dried onions, but even if you have that's good too, but you want to stick to the fresh onions. And all the different variety of onions out there, they all have different types of nutrients that are really good and beneficial for your health. So start experimenting with onions. They're really good for you. How is our little sauce you're doing there on
Well,
the
it's
stove?
getting there. The veggie cubes are slowly dissolving.
All right. And you have your tofu mix here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, while we're waiting for this to
What else do you
finish,
need for this recipe? Do you
we
need
need some sour cream.
some sour cream? Okay.
Let's make some sour cream enchilada. No, sour cream.
For the enchiladas.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, you'll need a blender.
And what's the first ingredient for this?
First ingredient is tofu. Now this is
you go.
morinu tofu.
Okay.
This is not like tub tofu. You don't have to refrigerate this long as it's not open. And it calls
So
for
you can buy this and put it in your pantry and it will keep just fine.
right.
Great.
So this is very easy to work with. This kind of tofu.
And you use this kind because it is silken tofu and it makes really nice smooth sauces and gravies and such.
Right.
Okay.
So it calls for 2, and this recipe is so easy. I mean, I like easy recipes.
So do I.
And just 2 ingredients: lemon juice and salt. And
Really?
of course, tofu.
And that's the sour cream.
Right. And it tastes like sour cream too.
Well, how about that? I bet it works really nice on potatoes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So if you want a nice, wonderful sour cream that's low in calories, no cholesterol. You might want to try this and put it on your mashed potatoes or baked potatoes. It's really good.
Goes with anything.
Well, here's another kind of tofu that I just got out of our basket behind us. And let me show you what it looks like. And there, you can get this kind, or you can find this kind at the store. And so the two different types, and they're both exactly the same thing. It's just they just have different, they look different. So.
And this is firm tofu. Now they have like soft tofu and extra soft, but firm tofu we just use for everything. It works fine.
Okay.
All right, we need some lemon juice. Do you have any lemon juice for this?
Yes.
And we need some little salt. Here it is. Salt's right here.
And if you have
And a
fresh
teaspoon.
squeezed lemon juice, it's always the best to use fresh squeeze if you can. And also you can buy the fresh squeezed lemon juice out of the freezer department and keep it in your freezer so that when you want your fresh squeezed lemon juice, you just get it out of your freezer, huh?
Right. Okay, we need a little water, just enough to blend.
Okay.
Since this is firm tofu, you have to have more so it can, you know, blend up.
And if this was soft tofu, then you would have to add water, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Wasn't that easy?
That sure was. You know, there's so many wonderful health benefits from using tofu in your diet. If you're on a diet that is requiring low fat, low cholesterol, or no cholesterol, try thinking about adding tofu to your diet because it really helps. There's so many wonderful, amazing health benefits from tofu. Did you know that tofu is actually made out of soybeans? And soybeans are high in amazing nutrition, high in protein and key minerals, iron and calcium and potassium. So add tofu to your diet, and I know a lot of people say, well, what do you do with it? It looks like white
And
blah.
it's no flavor.
Yeah, and tofu is only
a
as
base.
good as what you put on it. So it works with anything from savory to sweet.
Right.
Okay, so how is our seasonings doing? Are we ready to start putting this together?
Yes. Did you say the difference between this tofu and the other tofu?
Well, this tofu in
I
the
didn't
box
hear.
is the silken tofu. You don't want to freeze it. The tofu in the other package that Emberly shared with us earlier is the water-packed tofu, which can be frozen to change the texture to make it chewy. And so, depends upon what you're making. There's a variety. Well, there's two tofus to give you a variety of different textures to make whatever you're trying to make really good. So,
Do you want to go get us our warm tortillas?
sure, out of the oven?
Right.
All right, I'll
Okay.
be right back.
We like to warm our tortillas up in the oven in tin foil so you can have it nice and moist without cracking when you roll them, and you don't have to put them in the microwave or anything else. So we have them in our tin foil right here, and
I have our sauce. I have the
keeping them warm.
sauce all hot. I'm going to pour it. I'll pour it this way so you can see it. Pour it over the breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And then we'll just mix it up and let it soak in all the moisture.
You know, we used to do the tortillas in a double broiler, but all that steaming and doing one at a time
Burning your fingers.
was a lot of work, wasn't it?
Right. So we have the plastic on here also. This bag it came in. So we can get this apart.
So it'll steam. So you want to wrap it with saran wrap and then put tinfoil. Doesn't it melt when you put it in the oven like that?
Well, didn't it?
Not when you put tinfoil
They're
over
nice
it.
and warm and soft and okay.
That's cool.
Let's add this to our tofu. Can you smell that, Trishonna?
Oh, I sure can. It's wonderful.
Here, do you want?
Sure, I'll take that.
We'll just mix it in.
And so here you have the tofu. You have onions chopped and the celery. I really like that. Was a unique way of chopping it. I'm going to do that next time. And then you have the seasoned breadcrumbs all here in your stuffing mix.
Right.
And then you have right here is white corn tortillas.
Correct.
Okay. And then we're going to have in the bottom of your pan, you just put the
sour cream.
sour cream.
And then
Okay.
you just spread it around. Just enough to cover the bottom and keep it from sticking.
And what's that you're adding, Audrey?
These are the chilies.
Oh, right.
You can use fresh or you can use canned, whatever you prefer. If you like hot, use fresh.
Great.
Okay. This is smelling so good. Okay, so we just need. Okay, Amber, you gonna help me with this?
Okay.
You want to put stuff on both sides like this.
Okay.
It's kind of messy, but we'll manage here. And it needs a little bit of filling, like that. You want your fingers in this, or you want me to?
I guess I'll brave it.
Okay. Just roll it up. And then...
And don't you usually use another sauce at home too when you make it, besides sour cream?
Oh yeah, that's right. Like chicken style white sauce is in our cookbook. We like to put it in here in the bowl and have more flavor. If you like to have more flavor, it does really well. That's the way we like to do it. And that's in Volume 1 cookbook. Okay, we'll need a little more here on the next one.
And you know, you can do, it's just as easy to do a double batch as it is to do a single batch, and then when you can freeze one for later.
Right.
So you're putting about 1/4 of a cup in each tortilla. Okay.
When I make this at home, I do a double batch, triple batch, and then just have them in the freezer. So anytime you want to have company over or anything, you don't have to worry about making this up. And it's just as easy making 1 or 2 or, you know. This.
Okay, and then you bake it in the oven for how
50
long?
minutes.
50 minutes on what temperature?
350.
350. 50 minutes on 350.
Right.
And then after that, what do you do to it? You bring it out. Do you put any cheese over the top?
Yeah, we'll show you how to put some cheese over it.
Okay, well, I'm rolling up the rest of these. Do you want to get some salad? We always like to have a big green vegetables or salad in our meal. So as we're rolling the rest of these up, we'll get the salad out.
It's important to have at least 6 to 8 fruits and vegetables every day in your meal.
Now, are you saying fruits and vegetables in one meal?
Well, fruits every day, about 6 to 8, and vegetables about 6 to 8.
But you don't want to mix fruit and vegetables?
Correct.
Okay.
The only ones that can be mixed would be apples, because apples have a natural digestive enzyme.
And lemons, right?
And lemons go really nicely with fruit also. In fact, lemons are wonderful to use in replace of vinegar. There are so many wonderful health benefits from lemons. And when we make our salad, you always want to have at least 3 different types of lettuce. Here we have several, and also some parsley and carrots. All the different colors in the vegetables have different nutrients. They're practically color coordinated.
That makes it easy.
Each color is a different vitamin?
That's right. And so you want to have a lot of different colors in your salad when you make it. I was amazed to find out that so many people don't realize what it really means to have a good salad. We usually think it's that iceberg. Iceberg doesn't have any nutrition in it, and so get away from the iceberg and get more of the green leafy vegetables in your diet, and you'll realize more health benefits.
Okay, here's our pimento cheese. This is in our cookbook, Volume 1, page 47, and this is frozen.
It grates a lot nicer that way, right?
Right. So we're going to show you real quick what it looks like grated. Now, wasn't that fast and easy?
Well, look at that. Looks like real cheese, doesn't it?
Well, Emberly, I think it is the real cheese, right? The other stuff is fake.
You got it. Okay.
And then you sprinkle this on the entree after it's hot out of the oven, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Doesn't that look good? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is so beautiful. You know, just as a composer must use the control elements in the music symbols the individual musicians play to give the orchestra its unique harmony and beauty, so God, the master composer of our bodies, has designed codes to allow His master design to work efficiently and beautifully. When we trust Him and eat simply, we avoid many of the degenerative diseases that are rampant in our world today. How long and how healthfully we live depends on our choices. He has made us from the dust of the ground, and all the nutrients and the elements found in the earth are found in man, as well as in the fruits, the vegetables, legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. Eating these foods in their simple a manner as possible, we are able to find optimum physical health. And just take a look at that sour cream enchiladas. Now, Emberly, you bake that cheese after, you don't bake the cheese, do you?
No, you bake the entree for about
Okay.
50 minutes on 350, and then right before you put it on the table, you just sprinkle the cheese over the top. So you don't want to bake the entree with the cheese on.
Okay, and the cheese will go on anything as long as it's been baked first and sprinkled on when it's hot. Even pizza, right?
And it'll even melt just fine.
Right.
And remember that all these foods that are hard to find for you, well, you can just get them in our starter kits.
So you might want to call the station and ask on information for that. Remember to have a salad with your meals. Lots of live green foods are important. Get plenty of fruit and nutrition in your diet. And isn't that a lovely salad? All the ingredients you need for plenty of nutrients in all the different colors in your diet. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you've enjoyed the recipes and cooking tips in this program, you'll want to order our Food for Thought resource sheet. We'll tell you how you can order the cookbooks you've seen used on this program, along with other information that will help you cook healthful, attractive vegetarian meals. For your free copy of our Food for Thought resource sheet, please write to us at Food for Thought, P.O. Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896, or call 618-627-4651.
We would like to close with our food for thought for today, taken from Proverbs 18, verse 15, which says, "And the ear of the wise seek knowledge." Those who study and practice the principles of right living will be greatly blessed, both physically and spiritually. An understanding of the philosophy of health is a safeguard against many of the evils that are continually increasing. Thanks for joining us today. And the next time we're together, we'll talk about nutrition. Wisdom comes from Jesus, and He will give you the wisdom you need to make the right choices.
Jesus, take control of my life, and then I will be just what you want me to be.
Jesus, I give you my will. I'm willing to be just what you want me to be.
Jesus, fill my thoughts with your love, so then I will be full of your sweet melody.
Lord, you know I'm ready to go anywhere that there is a need. Lord, you know I'm ready to go anywhere that you want to lead. Anywhere that you want to lead. Ooh.
Jesus will lead you. He will guide you. He will take you if you will follow Him anywhere that He wants you to go.
Just pray and ask God to help you when you're purchasing ingredients. And don't forget to read labels.
And if we can do it, you can do it. And next time we'll be sharing with you more holiday ideas.
And may God richly and abundantly bless you and your family. Hope to see you again next time.
Bye-bye.